welcome to our Leaders United live weekly sessions. I'm Tabitha Angel, the Senior Director of the Our Promise campaign. I'm excited to be here with Danielle Guest. Hi, Danielle.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm excited to be here. This is a wonderful opportunity.
Awesome. We're excited to have you. Your participation as a Leaders United executive was really memorable for me. I'll never forget meeting you and having you on board, but we would love to hear more about your experience. What did you learn from being a Leaders United executive?
Wow. So much I learned as Leaders United executive. The camaraderie was so important to have at that time in my life. And so just having that team effort together, that was just the baseline of it. So just knowing that coming into work every day, we were working together towards the same mission, that same goal. But then as the Leaders United, we got that extra added benefit of having our weekly, our Mondays where we got to go volunteer, and then weekly classes in our sessions. And so overall, everything was wonderful. I actually learned the word influencer. If you know me, it is to know that was the first time I ever learned influencer. When Patrick was talking about influencers, I had to look that up. And so
that's awesome.
But that's just a little part of it.
So you kind of touched on this. I'm guessing from what your answer was, I know the answer, but I would love for you to kind of expand on that. But what was your favorite thing about being a Leaders United? I'm guessing the camaraderie part and the team part, but if you could expand a little bit on that and how, that was such an important piece, that would be great.
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, giving back to the community is everything, about this entire program. But the camaraderie, the team effort, the everyday, each person who is involved, I imagine every year, but this year specific that I'm thinking of, in Leaders United wants to be there. We are there to meet our mission, which is a mission that Our Promise, I don't know how you meet it every year. It's a year-long event, but we get to come in for those 4 months and be together. And we are there, rain or shine, smiling, happy, getting along, helping each other, working together. If one account, somebody can't fulfill one account, we fill behind that person. If we need to sit together to get some money counted, because people still donate cash in 2021, or they did back then, we sit together and count that cash. At that time, we were doing physical forms. Yes. So breaking down forms and boxes, and it was a fun time. It was, again, we had the same mission in mind, the same goal, and that was to help the communities within the state of California. But we did it together. There was never somebody who said, I'm out, I'm not going to do it. We were one. And that is a feeling, it gives me goosebumps today. That is a feeling you can't ever top.
I agree. It's really, and every year it changes, that whole dynamic of who we have every year. But I would say the dynamic of working together never changes. That is something I think people is very unexpected coming in, especially you have employees from various state departments, right? So they each have their own cultures, their own way of doing things, etc. So coming on board and working all together with brand new people that you've never met or worked with before is always super interesting and can be a little challenging, but I think it's one of the best parts about it and really brings leadership skills for yourself and for others to go back to and take that back to your department.
I completely agree, Tabitha. And if I can just piggyback on that for a second, that is that we come together, like you said, and then you as a leader and your team really ensures that we work together. There's so many different personalities. Anybody in management knows that. And so you get it all together. And then we're working with all of the departments and all of the accounts we have, and working with leading those teams as well. So I think it's a wonderful position to be in. It's an absolute privilege. It really is. And I'm just really proud of having been a part of that.
Thank you. What was you touched a little bit on it earlier. So we have our Make a Difference Monday program. So we talked a little bit about that in our other sessions, and everyone that has come on as our former Leaders United have touched on that. So that's one of their favorite parts, whether that was learning from different leaders within the community, someone like our PR contact, Patrick, who, teaches you all kinds of fun things about social media and public relations and what an influencer is. But also, part of our Make a Difference Monday program is also about really giving back, right? Giving back to our community and working with those nonprofits that are so much in need of our help and our time and our donations. So what did you say? I mean, you're really involved with the nonprofit community and had history from just personal experience, but what would you say you learned about the nonprofit community within our program?
Gosh, you know what? It doesn't matter what someone has, they will give. And it comes from the heart. And that there is nothing in this world that I find more fulfilling than a nonprofit, and to see what a nonprofit does and how they help families, they help children. The Square One Project comes to mind repeatedly for me anytime I think of your office specific. But overall, just nonprofits, you can never give enough. Nonprofits will give until they cannot give. And there's never a time that I've heard a nonprofit say, it is a pandemic, I just can't give anymore. They will find a way. And there are families that it just, it always gets me every time. There are families that just cannot succeed without a nonprofit, and nonprofits know that, and they never forget it. They never forget it, no matter how hard their times are. They fall on hard times, but you never hear them say it because they are there to give. And so that is really what I think of when I think about nonprofits. It's just, it's a love for your community that nobody can top. It's just an amazing thing.
Would you mind talking a little bit about your personal experience with, you came into like this program, I think not only for your just love of learning and always wanting to grow, but I really felt like, you came into this program because of your passion for nonprofits and what they have done for you personally in your own personal experience. And I feel like you've always been a great advocate for the Our Promise campaign because you know what a charitable contribution can do for a nonprofit. So would you mind touching a little bit on that?
No, I never mind. Of course, I will be happy to do it. So my family, myself included, have over years have benefited from multiple nonprofits. We didn't have anything growing up. We had, I always say we had very little. I lived in a 10-foot trailer. I slept on a cot with my head next to the oven. I don't know why, but to keep warm, I suppose. We could have put my feet there, but we didn't. We just had nothing. And, but we had everything. Let me clarify. We had everything. We had love. But we needed, and we had people who gave to us. I had donors who gave me stuff for Christmas. And I remember one time I got a $100 gift card for Christmas. They called me in the principal's office to get that. My family has received from food banks, have been homeless, have, there's people and my nieces and nephews have received from anybody and everybody to make it through the day. We've just received and received and received. And in turn, given and given and given. We know what it's like to not have. We know what we need, and we know what others go through. So that is a part of my passion. Another part of my passion of that is hospice. Hospice is a nonprofit that I can't even tell you what they give to people. You have a loved one who is leaving this earth, and you are saying goodbye to them. And these people come in and give up their day. I had hospice when my mom was passing. Hospice came in on Mother's Day. She had, I think, if I remember right, she had 3 children at home, and she stopped in, and that was the last day my mom was actually on this earth. And I said, "What are you doing here? It's Mother's Day." And she said, "I have my mother, or I have my children. I'll have lunch with them later. What can I do for you?" I will never, ever forget that. That's a nonprofit. She did not get paid for that. She put her Mother's Day aside to spend with me because I was spending the last day with my mother. So giving, just giving. Gosh, there's people that have taken us in, that have given to us. The nonprofits, like I said, feeding my family. giving
You
us.
talked about Meals on Wheels before and
Yes.
kind of what they've done as a program, you know, and how they give back.
Meals on Wheels, I give to them. I will give to them forever. Eventually, we'll begin to volunteer for them. I love to volunteer as well. Meals on Wheels, I cannot say enough about Meals on Wheels. There are people who cannot leave their house either mentally, physically, for whatever reason, they are unable to get food. And these people volunteer their time. Some they make the food and they get in their car and they drive to homes and they drop them off. Again, I have goosebumps because our promise is so amazing. Uh, but pandemic, these people weren't supposed to be going to doors, but people had to eat.
Yeah.
Profits. It continued through the pandemic. And same with
It is. It's a wonderful program. And I think hospice is really important to mention because I feel like a lot of people don't know that most hospice programs are a 501c3. You know, our previous SLU, Kathy Darling, you know, is a very strong advocate for hospice. And we interviewed her a few weeks ago and talking about her husband and how, you know, they changed her life at the end of her husband's life and gave her tools and resources and provided such an amazing support system as her husband, you know, was passing. And unless you've experienced that and have gone through something like that, it's hard to explain that to people and the service that they provide. But I think a lot of people don't know that that is a nonprofit, that's something that you can donate to. And that's what's really amazing about the Our Promise campaign is that you can donate to any 501c3 of your choice. So we have this massive book, you know, with thousands of nonprofits in it, which there's a lot of great ones in there, but that doesn't include every single nonprofit that's out there in the country. There are hundreds of thousands of nonprofits out there. So we do have a write-in option, which is a great option. So if you know your tax ID of your nonprofit, you could definitely, you know, type that in. Now that we're online, you can type that in and fill that portion out. So I think that's a really good option that you're not just stuck to a list. If you can't find that nonprofit on your list, there are definitely many options, and finding what you're passionate about is truly probably the best piece is, you know, connecting those heartstrings and those passions to be able to financially be able to give back and help those. So we'd like to wrap it up a little bit and talk about, you know, we're always wanting to recruit and get folks to join this wonderful program. And sometimes it's hard to explain what this program truly encompasses, but why would you encourage others to join this program?
Oh boy, I'll keep it short. It's hard for me to do, you know. For every single reason you wouldn't think of. Join if you don't believe in nonprofits, if you're not aware of nonprofits or realize what they do for people. Join if you give to nonprofits, if you understand nonprofits' mission, if you believe in them. And then join to learn your own personal skills. The skills that come out of this program are outstanding. You have leadership skills, organization skills, working with people, presenting, developing your presentation, you know, working with all levels of teams of staff. Yes. So just join, and you will never ever. There's never enough I can say about why you should join, but those are some of the reasons.
We appreciate it. And I feel like that is one of the things that, you know, there's always something to be learned from the program, whether, you know, whatever position level you may be at in the state, right? You know, you could be the highest of the levels within the state. And I feel like you're always wanting to grow and learn and develop your skills. So I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, to our own horn, but you know, I feel like we've had a lot of different folks come through our program, and we've always heard that there was always something for me to learn. I may have known pieces of this or pieces of that, but there was something I learned definitely coming out of the program. And I think that's a really, great opportunity for people. It also kind of gets you out of your state box, I like to call it, for a little bit. And kind of, it's great connections and network and meeting other state departments and agencies and seeing how they work. And it is a really fun opportunity. And we were so, so grateful and thankful to have you on board with us, not only in the Leaders United program capacity, but you also have been a volunteer for very many years within the Our Promise campaign. So we really, really thank you. So now we have our prize giveaway drawing. So we're going to spin the wheel to go ahead and select a winner of the Our Promise prize pack. So let's see who we get. So, we have Regina Brooks Well of Health Benefits Exchange, which I'm guessing that's covered California. So that's exciting, Regina. We will be in touch with you, and there'll be a confirmation email headed your way. Remember, everyone, if you've already entered once, you will definitely still have a chance to win in all the other sessions. So you don't have to keep re-entering. So once you've entered, we'll keep your name on that list, and hopefully your name will be drawn. We will have our next Leaders United session on Tuesday, August 3rd. Mark your calendars. We're going to be interviewing a great former Lou, Dawn Clark Lamb, who Danielle's worked with as well, who's really fun and great and has a great story too. So thank you again for joining us, Danielle. We really appreciate it. If anyone is interested in taking a more active role in the Our Promise campaign, please reach out to us. Our website is ourpromiseca.org, or you can leave a comment and we would be happy to get in touch with you. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you.